Hello everyone. So we are here with a bit of an interesting video because you could probably see by the title we're going to be doing a little bit of building but also a bit of a Q&A. And since I will be gone for a while and I won't be able to actually stream me building in Scuffed, New York, I was like, maybe it would be kind of cool if we treat this video like a live stream in the sense that I will be answering some questions and I will be filming me building this like in real time. It's not a speed build, nothing like that. But without further ado, let's get into it. So today I'm planning on building an apartment building on this lot, which is usually a penthouse in the arts quarter, but I want to make it into like an industrial style apartment building because I have a lot of Sims when it comes to my Scuffed New York save file, which is what we're building in right now, and they need places to stay. And there's only so many apartments in San Myshuno. We don't really have any space in the other worlds, so this is kind of our only option when it comes to that. When it comes to the style of the building, I will insert a picture here, but this is kind of what I have in mind when it comes to building this. So as you can see, a lot of brick, a lot of like iron, and we have some greenery going on. I think it fits in pretty well because me, and I feel like everyone else who is a builder in this community and builds in San Myshuno, we all usually treat it in this style, this area here. Kind of industrial, kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna just end it there because if you don't know by now, a lot of times I don't know how to speak. So that's kind of where we're at. Now I need to decide which side do I want to start on. Because I don't know if we're looking at the front of the building or the back of the building when it comes to the balconies. I'm trying to decide what would be the best view. Honestly, this side might make sense. Or maybe this one, because the arts quarter is down there. And so when they have festivals and stuff, you can actually just look down and see it. Okay, maybe I'll go with this side first. So when it comes to building, I usually like to start off with, I guess, like the most interesting part of the build. Because I think that gives you a good anchor point versus just starting, with a random big box. I always start with the more interesting points of the build. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to try to start off with these little, I'm going to call them cutouts. Because that's what they look like to me, little cutouts. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you had a good holiday, because I'm probably going to post this after the holidays. So I hope you had a fun time with your family, friends, whoever. And I hope you're staying warm. Or if you're in a very hot place, I hope you're keeping cool. Because I'm at a pretty hot place right now. But I mean, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice getting into like a warmer climate after being in the cold for so long. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good holiday. Hope you had a fun time. I'm probably just going to try to get started on this build before I actually get into the Q&A, because I want to get into a good groove so I'm not too distracted. Because if you guys are used to watching me on stream when I'm building in real time, I do get distracted very easily. So I want to make sure I'm in a good groove before I start trying to answer questions and get into the nitty-gritty of things, But hopefully that won't take too long. I feel like once I get down what I want to do for the balcony, it should be pretty easy. Let's see. Okay. Oh wait, I may have to scoot this back because I don't think, or actually I can because I put the wall here. So I should be able to put the fencing here too. And I think what I'm going to do is raise this up because I don't like how low it is. Did it raise? It doesn't look like it did. Oh, it's just a weird gap. I kind of don't like that gap underneath the fence. But I don't think we have many options when it comes to iron fences. And this one is not really the style I'm looking for. Maybe this one. Yeah, that one's a little bit better. Slightly better, slightly better. And we have a type of arch going on up here too. But you know what? I want to know if I can use that one piece here. Okay, I might can. Yeah, honestly, this might be a bit of a long video because when it comes to building, I do like to take my time. I don't really plan things out. The most I'll do is find an inspo pick and go from there. But when it comes to everything else, it's kind of at random. So you're going to see me probably making some mistakes, probably deleting a lot of stuff, probably second guessing. So I hope you're comfortable. Hope you're comfortable because we're gonna be in for a pretty long video. Also, I don't plan on stopping the recording until I get through all of the questions. Because first off, thank you to everyone who submitted questions for me to answer. That's always, I guess kind of nerve-wracking when you ask people to do things or turn in things and you don't know if people actually do it, because who knows? Everyone on the little poll I posted on the community tab, most of you guys were like, yeah, do a Q&A. I was like, okay, cool. And thankfully you did send in questions, so I actually can do it and it won't be awkward, because that wouldn't, I don't know, it would have been okay, but also it would have been very awkward for me. So I appreciate everyone who submitted questions, and therefore I want to try to actually answer those questions in this video. So that's why this video will probably be a bit long, but maybe you're like me and you actually really enjoy like the more long form content when it comes to Sims, because I've been really into that lately, especially when I'm doing like my own building. I'll put it on a stream or something in the background. Oh yeah, that's perfect, that's perfect. I don't know if I want it this deep though. I might make it just too wide. We'll see once I actually like go in and start planning stuff. And in the reference image I'm looking at, I might flip it, to be honest. So it looks like the building stretches out here. And then on this side, we have a really big like open patio area, which I don't know if that's supposed to be like a communal space or if that's someone's personal space. But we'll see. We'll see. Because I think it makes more sense to kind of flip it around. Yeah. And we probably don't need this if we do it that way. And that should be big enough. Maybe. And if you guys aren't familiar with rentals, if you're not using any cheats, you can only have 6 units per like rental lot. And with that in mind, these probably will be pretty decent size rentals. And I think the rest of the building, because I probably will make it 4 stories. I'll probably use the maximum amount of stories because one of the tenants here, and honestly, he probably owns the building, is going to be Mr. Malcolm Landgraab, the one and only. I do plan on aging him up into like a young adult. He's going to be kind of like, I don't know, the big cheese of the city. So we already have some big movers and shakers in this save. We have the fangs when it comes to, you know, running the politics of the city, and also the Simkuza. And then when it comes to the Italian mob, we have the what are they called? The Goth family. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I forgot their name, but we have the Goth family. Those are kind of like the big players in the save, and we might have a few more, but they're mostly tied to like the criminal enterprises that are going on. Malcolm, yeah, he's a bit shady because honestly that's who his character is. If you ever played Sims Busted Out like me, that's kind of always what I associated like Malcolm Landgraab with, a very kind of slimy almost. Pretty slimy guy. But yeah, anyway, he is going to be possibly the owner of the building, and he's going to stay in the penthouse that we're going to build at the top floor. And the other tenants, I feel like you have to have a pretty decent job to stay here, because it's not high scale by like any means like you would see in that other district that's like floating in the sky. I don't remember what it's called. But you do have to make a good bit of money, because it's not fancy, but it kind of is, if that makes sense. Hopefully. Now I'm kind of wondering how I might go and do these apartments, because there's a lot. It's like a lot of balcony space going on. I guess maybe each apartment will have like 2. That might make sense. So like 2, and then down here, I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Maybe move this back one, because I want to line up with the level at the bottom. So with that being said, I might need to pull this out some. I don't know, actually, maybe... I like how big it is right now. That's whatever. We can pull it back some more, I should say. Okay, I kind of like it. I think we picked a good reference image. So I think we're going to stick with this. I need to change the platforms though, because that brick is terrible. Looked okay down at the bottom, but I don't think we have a matching brick for it, for the wallpaper that we're using right now. Maybe we just use this. He's black. This is what I miss about streaming, because then I could ask you guys, I'd be like, does this look okay? And you guys would be like, yes or no. But I'm talking to no one. I'm talking to you guys, but that's like in the future. And this build is already done. We've already moved on. All right. And I think we can maybe go ahead and start answering some questions, because now I'm just going to place the rest the rest of the balconies on the building so we can get our final shape. So let's see, starting with our first few questions. So we have my YouTube mutual, if that's a thing, Simulation Princess. You guys should check her out. She's amazing. She makes some really awesome Sims 2 content. And yeah, you should check her out. She's very nice. Very funny too. I like how she always breaks into like random songs when she's talking, because that's something I do. So hashtag relatable. Anyway, first question we had here was my favorite thing about The Sims 4. And it's honestly a pretty easy question to answer, because for me, my favorite thing about The Sims 4 is, first off, the building. I think the building mechanics in this game is top tier. No other game in the series compares, because it's just, first of all, it's so easy to like start building. If you've never built before and you've played the other games, or if this is your first time playing Sims ever, it's very easy to learn, because all the tools, they make it so simple to do some very cool things when it comes to building. And also when it comes to, I guess, the build mechanics, we have a lot more freedom to do like some interesting things. So back in my day, when I was still playing like the earlier versions of this games, if you wanted to like raise the foundation or place things off the grid or do anything besides basically building a box, you had to use cheats. And then once you use the cheats, you had to like basically jerry-rig stuff in order to get it the way you want it. But now you don't have to do that. It's very easy, because if you want to raise foundation, you just have a little tool, or we probably can't see it since it's on the penthouse. But anyway, there's like little tools for you to raise the foundation. Same with the roofing pieces. You can actually customize the roof, versus back in the day, you couldn't really do too much when it comes to roofing. So that's one thing I really, really like about Sims 4. And then the other thing is how creative you can get. So before I get into that point, let me do some stuff here. I think I might open this up on the side, because I think that kind of makes sense. It'd be kind of weird though. You're being able to like look out here, or actually, maybe this could be like one apartment. That might make sense, because then they can actually just come out here and use the space. Okay, so we might do that. I was like, wait, that might be kind of weird if this is one apartment and this is one apartment, and then you can just look out into that other person's balcony. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Okay, but like I was saying, my other favorite thing about The Sims 4 is how creative you can get with the game in regards to storytelling. So it's no surprise that people have a lot of complicated feelings about this game. One of those reasons is it's not as challenging, and it's a bit too sandbox-ish compared to past games. Because in the past, it felt, I don't know, almost a bit more arcade style, because you had a lot of goofy things going on. You had clearer objectives and stuff like that. But with The Sims 4, it's really just up to you. It's like, okay, great, you got the game. Now have fun. And I mean, it can feel a bit boring that way when the game is set up like that. But also, I kind of appreciate it, because it allows me to, I guess, really go and dig into my imagination. Because I've always been a very imaginative person. Even when I was a kid, like I would play with toys and I would just come up with like my own storylines. Or if I had a dollhouse, I would most likely just build my own, because I like the creative freedom and being able to create my own things. So that's something I really appreciate about The Sims 4. Like, yeah, it is a sandbox and it can get boring sometimes, but I do appreciate how they just give us the room to do whatever we want and create some really awesome like storylines or I don't know, whatever it may be for our Sims. Versus in the past, we were a bit limited, I feel like personally. I kind of wanted to put something around between the wall and the fencing, but I don't think we have any good pieces for that. Maybe gray. No. Maybe. Let me change the lighting. Whoa, that was really dark. Or maybe we can just go with black. I don't know. Let's just try it. Let's try it first before we make any rash decisions. Okay, yeah, I think that kind of looks good. Also, why is the moon so big during the day? It's kind of creepy, to be honest. It's giving we're about to enter the apocalypse. Because why is the moon right here during the day? I wonder that every time I come to this lot and I'm doing building. Okay, so now 4th floor. And I think I'll just come across here and do the balconies, which will all probably belong to Malcolm Landgraab. I don't know how big I want to make his penthouse. Honestly, this lot isn't that wide. It's pretty long, it's a decent length, but as far as width, especially since we kind of push things back, there's not much room. So his penthouse might take up 2 floors. I don't know yet. Okay, but how about moving on to the next question, again from Simulation Princess. How did you learn to be such a good builder? So, me personally, I've been playing this game since I could literally play video games. Since I was 5 years old, I've been playing The Sims, and therefore, I've been building for a long, long time. And I've been building in every generation of The Sims. Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, and now Sims 4. So for me, I feel like just constantly having that practice and having a sound understanding of the game, because I think that helps you in being a pretty solid builder in The Sims. Just knowing how the mechanics work, what you can do, like understanding scales when it comes to building, because that's an issue a lot of people have. Like when you're first starting out, you're probably building like a humongous box. And then when you start decorating, you're like, oh wait, there's like so much room in here. So understanding scale and just how things can translate to the game, I think that's helped me become a pretty good builder. And then besides that, working with inspiration pictures like I'm doing now, having that guidance. Because I don't know, maybe I could try to build something on my own. But me personally, I just like, I don't know, using reference pictures. Because I have a hard time just coming up with a build straight off the dome. But there's no real magic into how I've become the builder I am today. It's just constantly building, using reference images to get a better understanding of like floor plan and I guess architectural design and blah blah blah. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. Okay. I think this will look even better once I go in and add the plants that we see in the reference image. Because I do like how there's a bunch of like ivy and stuff crawling up the building. Which I don't know if that makes sense considering how high this building is. But I like it. And this is The Sims, so I'm going to do it anyway. You can come fight me if you don't like it, but that is what we are doing. Also, I hope this is recording. I'm pretty sure it is. Let me check. because that would be very scary if it wasn't. Okay, yes, it is. Can you imagine having to redo everything? Honestly, I'd probably just turn it into a speed build if that happened. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And then back here, I think I'm just going to do windows, but I still might use those arches. But yeah, I'll just put the windows underneath the arches instead of making it like an actual balcony space. Because we have a lot of balconies going on. So that might be a little too much. What's going on here? It's raised. Whoa. Let me fix that. Here we go. I think these are going to be fun apartments to decorate. I always love decorating apartments because, again, this is a New York City inspired save, and I really love the look of city apartments, so they're always so fun to decorate. But with that being said, time to move on to our next question. What are your biggest tips when creating your own CC collection? So my biggest tips, honestly, personally, I don't think I have a good CC collection compared to other people. Like, it gets the job done, but some people are out here with some pretty impressive collections. But I guess I could still answer this question. So for me, my biggest tips is 1, using Pinterest. That's literally how I find all of the CC I use in this game. I basically start off with, and this also kind of answers a question by Jin Wajin about how do I organize and choose like which CC pieces I use in my game. So I mostly go based off of the style, like my personal style or preference when it comes to building. And for me, wait, I just noticed something. Okay, brief intermission. I'll get back on that thought in a minute. Let me figure out what we can do up here for the rooftop. Thankfully we have platforms, because even though you can't build a room on top of the 4th floor, you can mess around with the platforms to kind of cheat your way around that. Because I want to give it a bit of, would dimension be the right word? I don't know. Okay, but I think we're good here. So yeah, like I was saying, using Pinterest is probably my biggest tip. So I'll basically start off on what like style preference I have. And me, I guess I tend to go for, I don't know, just like everyday furniture, if that makes sense. So I enjoy building more, I guess, normal people homes. So a lot of just basic kind of furniture that you probably find at a furniture store near you. Nothing too stylized. I don't really do modern, or I don't prefer to do it. I will do modern builds, but only if I feel like it fits or it's necessary. But yeah, that's kind of my style preference, honestly. Just very cozy, homey, sometimes bohemian styles. That is what I go for. And with that in mind, I will go to Pinterest and I'll basically just search up like I don't know, bohemian style bed, or I'll just search up beds and look for that specific style. And once I start collecting like a good bit of CC, thankfully Pinterest, I mean, the algorithm is kind of hit or miss, I'm gonna be honest. Like some of the recommendations is kind of questionable at best and unnecessary at worst. But anyway, once they start recommending me stuff, I just continue adding on and continue searching for, I don't know, what I think fits my usual build style. And from there, I've kind of been able to build, I think, a pretty decent CC collection. Because again, I don't think I have the best. Like, there's some people out there, I'm like, wow, I'm so jealous. But I hope that answers your question, because I don't know. I just search around and slowly build my way into something, a collection that's pretty decent. Also, I can't put this thing up here. It's kind of frustrating. I'll try it later. I don't want to get too frustrated. And then, is there another tip in creating your own CC folder? Besides searching on Pinterest, honestly, I think that's it. Just understanding your style and what you want in your game and what you usually use in your game. And then trying to keep, trying to stay in that direction. Because I feel like a thing you don't want to do when it comes towards, oh my gosh, I can't speak. One thing you don't want to do when it comes to making your collection is just being all over the place, because then you have all this stuff downloaded and you realize, oh wait, none of this stuff actually goes together in my game. So you really want to focus on just like a specific style and theme that you usually tend to build in when it comes to just building in The Sims in general. And if you happen to need something that goes outside of that, like me, if I start building a futuristic apartment, even though I mostly tend to collect CC that is a bit cozy or, I don't know, artsy, whatever you want to do or say, then yeah, I might go out and try to find CC that fits that. But for the most part, I'm sticking to my general style when it comes to building. I hope that makes sense, because when I was saying that, I felt like I didn't know what I was talking about. So maybe that will help. Maybe. Okay. So in this inspo pic, I do like that they have a rooftop garden, because I am a sucker for rooftop gardens. Plus, we're in the city, so you should take advantage, because we got some nice views. You want to be able to come up top to the rooftop garden. Also, the background looks pretty empty, so I think I'll probably go in and, I don't know, I might add in like the city backdrops. I don't know. Or maybe it's fine. Maybe we don't need it. I don't know. It just feels kind of empty. That's food for thought. Something to think about. Maybe make this a bit smaller and possibly raise it up a bit. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that. And then next question, I think I can answer this one pretty easily. What life simulator are you excited to try upon release? Enzoi, Paralives, etc. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Enzoi, it looks, I don't know. It looks kind of lifeless to me. I'm not saying, like, you know, it's a terrible game, but I don't think I would be that interested in playing Enzoi. Because it kind of reminds me of IMVU in the sense that, I don't know, it's more, how can I put this? It's just like the sleek version of The Sims, or the very chic version, like the cool kids version of The Sims. And I like The Sims to be kind of goofy. I don't like it to take itself too seriously. And granted, The Sims 4, in comparison, oh my gosh, in comparison to the other games in this series, you can argue that, well, The Sims 4 doesn't really do that either. It's not as goofy as the others. I don't know, it still has some charm to it. So personally for me, I don't think I'll be playing Enzoy. Plus the whole AI thing. Plus I probably don't have a computer that can run it. It's just not my style personally. Like, I'm excited that people have the options to play it. And if they do, I hope they enjoy it. But me personally, nah. I'm going to pass on that. But for Paralives, I think I would try it out. I would try it out, but I feel like that's a game that I'll probably only play for a bit. Around, maybe if I need a little like comfort game, you know, from having a bad day, kind of like an Animal Crossing type of game based on the look of it and everything. But that's a game I would definitely try out, especially since it's made by such a small development team. Like, that's amazing. Creating a whole life sim, going up against some juggernauts. Or maybe not even going up. We shouldn't pit Paralives against The Sims. I don't think what people are saying in regards to it being like a legit competitor, I don't think that's the case. I think Paralives is its own thing and Sims 4 is its own thing. And I don't think, you know, Paralives is going to take away from The Sims 4. And Sims 4 isn't really going to consider Paralives as a threat. Because they're just two different things. And I think that's completely fine. But yeah, I think out of all the life simulation games that are coming out, I don't really know of any other ones besides those two. Paralives is the one I'll probably actually try out. I'm actually looking forward to as well. Okay, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. We got the build. It's very big. And it kind of fits. It kind of fits, to be honest. Maybe I could change the color over here to match with what's going on down here. I don't know. We can try that out. Okay, thought I could just eyedrop it. I guess I have to go in and actually see. Oh, okay, it's this one. Because that might look nice. Or it might be unnecessary. When I'm building on these little penthouse lots, I do like to try to have it fit into the world, because that's one thing about me. And like, whenever I'm building a personal save or I'm playing in the game just for myself, I like to have things fit into the world. I don't like to have it stand out too much. Again, that's just a personal preference though. So maybe I might have made a mistake, because I don't know if it's a good thing to have all these walls be tall. I should have thought about that earlier. Like, maybe the first floor can, but I don't know, because it looks fine on the outside, but when we actually go inside and start like decorating everything, tall walls can be kind of annoying. Watch me end up changing my mind. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think medium height might work best. Okay, that's not really centered. Why is it not snapping? My bad. My phone is on. And while we're doing this, I guess next question, time to move on. So we have some questions from Jin Wajin. Thank you for submitting your questions. Let me go ahead and get into them. So the first one we kind of did answer already. How do you choose which pieces of CC to use in your game? As I said before, I tend to focus more on like the style that I'm going for, not the creator or sets, which honestly I probably should start doing more. Because I have this bad tendency of like, I'll find some CC that I really like, but I won't really look into the creator. Because I'm gonna be honest, CC shopping, it can be fun sometimes, but also I can get over it pretty quickly. Like, it's just a bit tedious for my liking. But yeah, for the most part, I do tend to just focus on like my style or preference when it comes to building, and that's how I go about looking for CC. I don't really search by creators. Honestly, like I said before on this channel, I have a very bad memory, so even if I wanted to remember the creators, I just have a hard time. But yeah, that's mostly how I go about looking for my CC or deciding what I want to use in my game. Do you plan on a per lot or per neighborhood basis? Me personally, I plan per neighborhood because I like my games to look like cohesive when it comes to the builds. So when there's save files that are, I don't know, they feature a lot of different like architectural styles in like one world, or they'll do like what's an example, like American suburban type homes and like Oasis Springs or something. I'm not really a big fan of that because it kind of just takes me out of it, to be honest. So me personally, I like to plan per neighborhood. That way I can make sure, you know, things match up with each other. So we have a nice cohesive looking neighborhood, not in the sense that all the homes have to look exactly the same, but the styles that are going on, the architectural styles, like they make sense. They make sense in that neighborhood. They're not too, like, you know, out there or just seem random. Like, it makes sense that this home would be beside this home, or you would see these lots in this neighborhood, in this world. And that's what I did when I was building Doo-Doo and when I'm doing the Scuffed New York save. Like, I'm thinking about the neighborhood as a whole. I'm thinking about the Sims that live here, like what type of money they make, what kind of jobs they have, and then thinking about like the surrounding environment and how everything is going to fit. So that's how I go about planning when I'm doing some building. Okay, why is this so difficult? Maybe I have to actually go in and add the wall, which is kind of annoying. Or I can just do this. Oh, not that. Actually, let me just go do that for all of these up here. That make life so much easier. I don't know why, I just like doing things in the most difficult way as possible. That's why I feel like if I was to watch someone who built just like me, I'd probably get, I don't know, I'm gonna get annoyed, but I'd be like, why don't you just do it this way? And maybe that's how you guys feel when you watch me build. You're like, why won't you do it this way? Why are you making this more difficult than what it needs to be? And to answer that, I would say, you're correct. Why am I doing that? I'm a very stubborn person. Oh my gosh. Why are there so many? Okay, well, I'm deleting like a million columns in just one corner. let me let me answer the next question. Do you ever start from a shell or simply do renovations? So usually I start like from scratch. I've never done like a renovation of an EA build because honestly, besides the like game changer builds, I just don't like the EA builds for the most part, and I think it's just easier to delete them and forget they existed. So I don't really do renovations. The only time I'll renovate something is if maybe I downloaded a save file and I don't have all the packs. I'll go in and like fix up the place. Or when I'm playing in my own save file, and I usually use CC, so I'll go in and I'll renovate the home to have CC. But besides that, I'm mostly just bulldozing and building everything from scratch. Also, I like how this looks. I might keep that. I think that kind of works. Why can't I? So I just can't copy anything on the outside? Well, let me go pull it up again. It was this one, right? Okay, yeah. Actually, I was thinking maybe I keep it brick up here, because it might look kind of weird if all of this, I don't know. We have to commit. That's one thing about building. Like, even if you're not feeling it, sometimes you gotta just push through, because in the end, it actually might not look bad. But if it does look bad, then you can just delete it and say you tried. So I'm gonna keep pushing. And we'll see what happens once we start adding in the windows and stuff. But now I think we're good. And I might go ahead and start adding in the doors and stuff for the outdoor balcony. Let's see. So as I mentioned, these two floors, they might be Malcolm's whole like penthouse. I feel like that makes sense. So let's focus on the bottom two floors. I'm thinking like apartment, and maybe we can fit one more, or I don't know, maybe we put an apartment on the third floor and the rest of the third floor is Malcolm's place along with the fourth floor. That might be the move. That might be the idea. But before we get into placing windows, let's move on to our next question. We have Pixie Liza. Wow. One of my faithful chatters. Good to see you. Virtually, of course. What or who initially inspired you to create a save file? Any favorite Sims you've made? So what or who initially inspired me to create a save file? So they let you in on a little bit of a lore drop, I guess. Also, why is this coming through like this? Interesting. I don't know why that's doing that. Okay. But yeah, to let you in on a little bit of lore drop here. So I actually attempted building Doodoo like maybe about like 4 years ago, I want to say, or maybe later than that, because I think I was in high school still, and it was like summer vacation, and I was still very much obsessed with Sims. And I was like, I kind of want to just rebuild everything, because I was really getting into building back then. Like before, I would just build if, I was playing a family and they needed a new home. I wasn't really going out of my way to do as much building as I do now. But I don't know, something just kind of clicked. And I was like, I kind of want to start getting into building. And what's a great way to get into it besides making a whole entire save file? So I tried to do it back then, and I wasn't the best builder. Like I was okay, but I wasn't at the level I am now. And then something happened and the save got deleted, or I don't know, something happened. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to college. Screw this. I don't have time. I don't have the energy to try to do this again. So that kind of just fell into the background, really. Do I like that? Do I like these doors? Or maybe we try the sliding doors. So yeah, I don't think there's any like specific thing that inspired me. It's just one day I got the itch to build, and I wanted to do a lot of building. And so I started going in and just bulldozing and creating like my own lots in the game. And I was like, you know what? Why not make this a whole project and rebuild the entire Sims 4? And so yeah, after that save, whatever happened to it after it got deleted, I just kind of gave up. I didn't really play Sims that much because I went off to university, I was doing things, being a human being in society. But then when I moved out of the US and I thought I could survive without playing like video games because I didn't have a computer. I didn't bring anything. Well, I had a computer. I had a MacBook. I brought it with me, but MacBooks aren't really things you play games on. I know some people play Sims up there. I don't know how you guys do that. I'm too afraid my MacBook will blow up if I tried playing with all my packs on that type of system. So yeah, for a good bit, I just didn't have any video games to play. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I thought I could. I bought a gaming laptop. I downloaded The Sims. And with that, I was like, wow, the graphics up here are amazing. So now that made me want to play the game even more, because before it looked very doughy. I was playing on like the lowest settings possible when I was back home because we didn't have the best computer. But when I got a gaming laptop, like the quality just like improved 10 times. And that's the secret to playing this game. Like if your game looks amazing, if you have like a good reshade and you're able to play on ultra, that can make the game more fun to play because it just looks stunning like all the time. And you're constantly like, wow, everything looks so beautiful. So yeah, this is a long story. We were talking about what inspired me to build a save, but I feel like it's important, okay? So yeah, basically got a gaming laptop, was able to run The Sims, excellent. And so that made me get into the game even more, especially because, I don't know, at that time, I just really missed playing video games. Sims isn't the only game I played, but I felt like it was the easiest one to play given my current situation. So I just dove into it. I was playing it constantly, and I was starting to get into the actual community when it comes to Sims. I started posting stuff on Reddit. And from there, I was like, you know what? I'm having a good time, and why not keep it going? So let's make a save. I did try to make one before, things happen, but I feel like I want to try again because I want to be able to, I don't know, do a lot of building, but also I want to have a save that I actually enjoy playing in. Because the thing with save files, like even when people download mine, like yeah, I think it's a good save, but it probably has things that you're missing or that you're wanting in regards to your own personal play. And that's how I felt with a lot of save files like I did look at and try. And I was like, this is good, but I want this here, or I would prefer this to be this way. So that's kind of what was the catalyst for what we have now when it comes to doo-doo. I just wanted a save that was completely my own, that I can build from scratch in order to scratch that building itch, but also have something that I'll enjoy playing in because it's tailored to my game style. It has the packs I own, It has the styles that I prefer. It has lots that I prefer. So yeah, that's kind of how we got there. Honestly, I probably could answer this a better way, but there you go. There you go. Very long-winded answer, but yeah, nothing in particular inspired me to build this save. It's just I wanted to do it, so I did it. What was the other part of that question? Any favorite Sims you've made? Yes, there's a lot of favorite Sims I made. One of them being the Grunt family, which I'll put a picture here because you can see how they look. But also, hint, hint, I don't know if this video is out already, but I did make a Meet the Townies video on them. The Grunt family, they're my favorite because they're kind of a throwback to The Sims 2 in the sense of like, I don't know, the wacky stories or backstories they had for the Townies. And that's the case with the Grunt, or not the Grunt family, the Grouch family. The Grouch family. Yeah, they're one of my favorites. And you can find them in Strangerville. They have an interesting story. They have very unique looks to them because they're inspired after Muriel and Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog. So they're kind of cartoonish in appearance. And their kid, he's so adorable. He's like my favorite Sim ever. His name is Human. I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of that name. But yeah, that's one of my favorite families that I've ever made. And there's a lot of good Sims in Scuffed New York too that I've made that I'm pretty big fans of. But it's kind of hard. So honestly, especially when it comes to building a save, it's very easy to become attached to the Sims you make because I'm adding a lot of like backstory and like these really intricate details, so they don't really just feel like Sims. Like they're actually fleshed out characters. So I have a lot of favorites. But yeah, the Grouch family, definitely. We made a hot grandma in Scuff, New York. She's pretty iconic, not gonna lie. Miss Donna, that's her name. I had a picture of her as well. Honestly, I'll just throw up some pictures of some of my favorite townies. But yeah, those are like some that come to mind when I think of my favorites. Okay, I think that's good for the outside part. And then, as I mentioned, back here we can just do windows. But we need tall. How do we want to do this? We can do it like this, maybe. Actually that kind of works out. Okay. We can have this going on here. Just on this side of the building only. And the rest of the building can be flat because we don't need to do it like all across the wall. That might be a bit too much. Yeah, I hope I'm doing a pretty okay job answering questions. This is the first time I've ever done Q&A. Or not the first time, but I don't know. It's kind of weird doing it this way, you know, building and answering questions. And I didn't really take the time to prepare answers because I thought it would be a bit more authentic to just answer them on the fly. I did look over them just to make sure, you know, wasn't anything too crazy. But yeah, I hope I'm doing okay. If not, keep it to yourself, please. Don't tell me. It's not necessary. Which window fits here? Not this one. What about this? No. We could do this one. Let me see how that looks from the inside. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad, to be honest. What are some other contenders? I wish we had those industrial windows from, I think it's Get to Work, or it might be the Mosquito pack. I wish we had those in a medium wall height, because those could also look pretty nice. Like these. Might work like this. I don't know. Might just stick with these. But it might look weird down here. Yeah. Oh, wait. Actually, never mind. Never mind. But I think there's some pieces we can fit up here that go with the brick archways that we can fill in so it doesn't look as awkward. All right. I have to put this all the way around here, unfortunately. Do I want to try to stick with the black? I keep going back and forth. Maybe brown actually works. Wait, why didn't I do brown? It does actually work. Okay, yeah, actually let's switch that out. And when it comes to decorating these apartments, I might wait until I come back from vacation, because that'd be kind of fun. Because I won't have time anyway. I won't have time to actually decorate them on my own, because at the time of recording, I'll be leaving for a vacation in like 2 days. And I'm already trying to like get stuff recorded so I can have things to release while I'm on break. So yeah, we can do this together if you guys are interested. If not, then I'll just do it on my own. Or I might still record it because I could always use the help. Alright, let's take a look. Windows down here kind of throw things off, but I might allow myself to keep it, because I did say I like for things to fit in, but I really do like these windows and the idea of having these arches, so I'm not willing to compromise on that. I think I'm going to keep them. Yeah, I think I will do that. Oop, I used the wrong one down there. All right, there we go. There we go. Also, let me know when I post this, let me know if you're actually interested in wanting this build, because I feel like it's not going to be that much CC when it comes to the structure, of course. When it comes to the structure, I don't think it'll be that much CC. So if you're interested, I would be willing to upload the non-furnished version of this build, because I am trying to maybe play around with uploading builds from this save, despite them being full of custom content. As you can see from the last post I posted on the community tab, that one was a CC build, and it wasn't too terrible. Like, in posting it to like whatever platform, it wasn't too bad. It's just, it is kind of a chore to have to go through and like list and link everything. But with this build, I think it wouldn't be too bad, because again, there's not too much CC since we're just doing the exterior right now. So if you're actually interested and you want this apartment building, you should let me know. And if you don't, then I'll keep it to myself. Right, and then for this side, okay, still can't copy. Cool. I might copy the windows that we have going on down here. I might do it for this side. What will this side of the build be? I don't know. But I do want to have some amenities, because if this is a pretty expensive apartment building, it makes sense to have like a gym, maybe like a laundry space. I don't know what are some other things we can put in here. That's something we can talk about when I stream, maybe. I don't know. What do we do? What do we give these tenants? And is this the same swatch? I think it's this one. Oh, no, maybe it's this one. Maybe. All right, next question. Now we move to Sadie Abbey. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. Let's see. We got a few here. Who's your favorite EA townie / family? My favorite EA townie / family. I would say, starting off with the Calientes, I really enjoy playing with them, because I mentioned this a good amount of times on this channel. I am a fan of the more like drama-filled type of families, and the Calientes, they have a lot of that, especially if you're going off of like Sims 2 lore. And in The Sims 4, I mean, there's still a little stuff going on, but in my doo-doo save, yeah, I really enjoy them. They're some of my favorite townies to play, especially the whole like interactions they have with the Goth family and what's his name? Don Lothario. Yeah, those are some of my favorite townies. Another honorable mention would be the Pleasant family. Again, I just like playing through the relationship between Daniel and Mary Sue. Also Lilith and Angela. They were fun to play in Sims 2, especially when we had University, because I really like how they did University in The Sims 2. It wasn't too much, but also it was still pretty interesting, and I always found it pretty fresh, so I would always send my Sims to University in that game. Also, I am going back and forth because I'm trying to decide if I want to stick with medium windows or if I want to do like just a small version of these. Don't know. Don't know. I'm trying to think if there's any other townies that I enjoy. When it comes to Sims 4 specifically, I don't know if there's any like pre-mades. I guess the pancakes are pretty cool because I don't know, Bob just seems like a pretty cool dude. And I think all of, like the theories and stuff people are able to come up with when it comes to the pancakes, it kind of takes me back to Sims 2 as well. So I do like that about them. But as far as the other pre-mades, I don't know, no one really interests me. Because unfortunately for The Sims 4, they don't really go into like, I don't know, too much detail when it comes to the backstory for these families. And they don't really try to like tell it through the game, you know? So Johnny, he's supposed to be the, what do you call it? The disowned son. He's supposed to be the disowned son of the Landgrabs, but that doesn't show in the game. So like little things like that, I wish they would do in The Sims 4, and then maybe I would have more like favorite pre-mades. But so far, all my favorite pre-mades come from Sims 2. So the Goths, the Calientes, the Pleasants, the Broke family, those are my favorite Sims when it comes to this game. Also Mimi and Dudley. Going back to Sims Bustin' Out, I did like those Sims as well. Because I don't know, Dudley, he's a pretty cool cat, and I always like to have my Sim hook up with him when I got to his place. And I don't know, Mimi was just so cool. I really liked her style. Okay, I do like this. I do like this. But maybe this platform up here, it might be a bit too tall. Because it looks like something should go up here. But we actually can't because again, it's not a wall, it's just a platform. Yeah, I might need to cut it to like down here or just a bit above the fence. But if I do that, I'll probably raise up this side a bit more because I don't want them to be even. I like that they're at different levels, but that's something I can handle later. But now let's start thinking about the floor plan. But before I jump into that, next question, who's your least favorite townie? We all have one who we hold a grudge with. That is very true. Who's my least favorite townie? I feel like it's kind of cheating if I say Vlad, but it is true. Because I remember when I first started playing around with the game after I downloaded the Vampires Pact, I didn't know that he can just walk into your house and like drain your sim. So that would be very annoying. And then also, I don't like that they just like run around, you know, like not only Vlad, but like Lilith and Caleb, they'll be assigned NPC jobs. So you just see these vampires flying around, which I mean is pretty useful in a restaurant. I don't get mad at that, but I wish they were more secretive. So that's kind of annoying to just have them in the game doing all that. But a sim, I guess, that actually, like, I do hold a grudge against, is definitely Malcolm Landgraab. It's definitely Malcolm Landgraab. Going back to Sims Busting Out, as I mentioned before, that was like one of the first games that I've ever played when it comes to The Sims. And in Sims Busting Out, if you're not familiar with the story with that game, basically you're living with your mom and Malcolm, he comes by and he takes away some stuff because I guess you couldn't afford to pay it or you were behind on your rent. And after that, honestly, it's kind of a blur. I don't really know what's happening. Like, you do some goals to move out of your mom's house and then you end up going to like other people's homes because Malcolm, he comes there and he takes stuff and you're supposed to like move up in your career in order to get it back. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on. I just know that whenever he showed up on the lot, I got very annoyed. got very annoyed at him because it's like, okay, we get it. Like, we're struggling out here. Please be kind to us. Have some understanding, have some compassion, especially since he was taking from his own kids. I'm like, that's kind of wild. Like, you couldn't just talk to them. He would just show up and like take Dudley and Mimi's stuff. I don't know. But yeah, my beef with Malcolm, it stems all the way back to The Sims 1. He was just a very annoying sim to deal with. But he was pretty iconic, I'm not gonna lie. I will not take that away from him. It's a very iconic sim. And we need more of those in the game. It's important to have iconic characters. I wish the little trim wouldn't show up through here. Okay, maybe because we have this in medium height too. I do like that door. Let's go with this one. I don't like how the windows are blue though. I do not like that. I was thinking if there's any other townies I hold a grudge against, but I don't think so. There's not really many townies that like piss me off or annoy me. I think Malcolm's the only one. Which is your favorite Sims game, including medieval, etc., and Sims 4 pack? My favorite Sims game, I would say it's a toss-up between Sims 2 University and Sims 3 Generations. Also maybe Sims 2 Late Night. Like, those are some of my top tier favorite games out of the series. And also Sims Bustin' Out. I can fit that in there just for something from Sims 1. Because I didn't actually play Sims 1 on the computer because I didn't have a computer back then. So it was mostly just Sims Bustin' Out on my PS2. But yeah, those are some of my favorite packs when it comes out of the whole series. They're just very enjoyable to play. And they added a lot to the game. Like Sims 3 Generations especially, people still talk about it to this day. That's what you call impact. That's what you call iconic. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about the floor plan for this build. I think if we want to maybe have the elevator, okay, first maybe apartment. Okay, actually these might be how do I do this? How do I do this? Because I wanted to have like a communal space as well for like a gym and stuff. But now looking at it. Okay, but no, I had the forethought. I did say I might have to shrink this in size. Give us a bit more room in the actual apartment. So let's go ahead and do that. I could take space from in here if I wanted to. Or you know what? I don't know actually. Maybe we have the elevators. We have the elevators over here. Because then that would make sense when we have to like do stuff with this space over here. So let's just think about it for now. Elevators here, and then we can have a little lounge space, and we also have where you put the mailboxes at, and then you come through here to actually go to the apartments. So on this, excuse me, I had to burp. On this side of the hallway, we can probably have like a little supply closet. We talked about maybe having a laundry room of some type. It would be very small, but I don't know. We might not even have to have a laundry room, to be honest. That's just something to think about. Okay. So maybe this could be 2 apartments down here. They're pretty small, to be honest, but that's okay. So we can do this for apartment, and maybe this is where we have the gym. This can be the gym over here, because we can possibly fit in like a little bathroom or like changing room back on this wall, and then we have some exercise equipment over here, and we still have room to like place the door for the apartments over here. I think that might work. That might work. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And I did download some modded elevators. Where would that be though? Maybe electronics from Ravisheen. Because if you don't know, when you're building on a penthouse and you use the elevators, you can only place one. But with Ravisheen, there's no limit on how many you can place. Hopefully they're in here. Let me actually search for it. Elevator. Okay, yeah, we do. She has one where you can actually go in and like customize it. I might do that because that sounds kind of fun. Yeah, we might do that. So they're not just boring and lame. And then up here, I think we can make slightly bigger apartments. Oh wait, okay, never mind. Yeah, we can make slightly bigger apartments since we don't really have any common spaces on this floor. Or, do I want to make the hallway like this? Yeah, I think I do. So, come through here. Or I could pull this out some. Because the hallway doesn't need to be that big out here. It gives us a bit more room on the inside. So let me think about this. You walk down, take a turn, come through here. But what can we do on this wall? Because these apartments are kind of big. Or maybe we take some room. Take some of this room. So we have an even bigger apartment. Okay, that's kind of nice. Honestly, we can probably do that down here too. I don't know. We'll wait and see once we actually go in and start like decorating and stuff. Because I did say laundry room, but I don't know. Maybe they would just have their own like in-unit laundry, because that would definitely make sense. I don't know. When you guys watch this video, what do you think? Should we do something like this? Bump this out so we can take or give this apartment a bit more room? Because we don't need these hallways to be like that big. But I think for these up here, I'll probably just do the regular elevators. Because we don't need to decorate it for each one, do we? It might be a bit too much. But while I'm looking for that, let's move on to... Oh, I didn't tell you my favorite Sims 4 pack. Favorite Sims 4 pack. So I say this all the time, but For Rent is definitely a top 2 pack for me because 1, I really like all the build buy items that come with that pack. I literally use that pack in every single build. Unless I'm trying not to, you would definitely find it in whatever build that I'm doing. It's just so many good items. There's a lot of like really nice furniture pieces, like the wardrobes, the tables. I'm a sucker for like wooden furniture, especially like that kind of like dark oak kind of color, and For Rent has a lot of that, so I love using that in homes that I do. We have some good wallpaper. We have those nice like moldy stains and stuff, which I love adding to builds to give it a bit more character. And yeah, there's just so many good like build buy stuff in there. Plus, it comes with rentals. And if you know me, I'm building a save that uses a lot of rentals. So that comes in handy. And yeah, For Rent is definitely one of my favorite packs. Next on the list, Growing Together. I like that pack a lot because of the whole like relationship dynamics that came with it. And unfortunately, if you have infants and you want access to like more of the stuff and the milestones, you do need that pack. So it's kind of minus 100 points for that, but it's still at the top of my list. Seasons, of course, all-time pack. You definitely need it in your game. So that would be in like my top 5. Is there any others? Any other packs that I really... Oh yeah, City Living. How could I forget? City Living. So I would like for the city to be a bit different. Like this area is okay. And the Spice District is okay too. Like some of the other parts in the city, it's a bit too stylized for me. That's kind of the reason why I'm electing to build my own city save, is because I want it to look more like gritty. Kind of like, well, not kind of, because it's heavily inspired by New York. But yeah, I still like City Living. I still like playing in San Myshuno. It's one of the worlds I play in the most because I just really enjoy like city living, apartment living, and the festivals are actually pretty fun to attend. They don't really get old for me. And then the last pack that I almost forgot about is Cottage Living, because outside of playing in the city, I really enjoy farm gameplay. I like making, you know, these big wholesome families and having them like take care of the farm, because the gameplay that came with that pack is just very fun. Like I really do enjoy tending the crops, taking care of the livestock, you know, going to the fair, the whole canning system. That's a top tier pack for me. Like I play with that pack all the time. So yeah, those are a few of my favorite Sims 4 packs, which is a good bit, to be honest. Okay, now what floor is this? This is the 3rd floor. So as I mentioned before, maybe, I don't know, because so far we've only been able to fit 2, 4. I might make this floor, I might split it into 2 apartments, and then we just make this entire floor like Malcolm space. Or actually, okay, wait a minute. Do we need 2 elevators? Because maybe we can add in a communal space back here. And if we do it this way, when we get to the 4th floor, that will allow us to use more of the space up top. So yeah, maybe this, maybe another communal space up here, or we can make this an extension of this apartment. I don't know. It's a lot to think about, a lot to consider. Okay, apartments. How would I do this? It might be a bit funky given the layout. Okay, maybe here. Apartment number 1. Very huge, to be honest, but that's okay. And this might be a bit funky in terms of the layout of this apartment. But I do want to have the maximum 6 units. I do want to have that for sure. So maybe this one would just be like a smaller apartment. And to compensate for that, you have this really big balcony space. Or we could do this. I'll be honest, that might look kind of weird. I don't know. We'll keep that for now. But let me delete this so I know that I want it to be an extension of this apartment. Okay, and then let me check on my recording. I think I should be fine because I'm recording at OBS. So I don't know if there's a limit to how long I can do a recording versus when I'm streaming. But I feel like maybe there shouldn't be a limit. I don't know. But just in case, I'm checking. But let's move on to another question. Which build in the doo-doo save file took the longest or had to be reworked the most? I have a bowling alley that I keep bulldozing, lol. Relatable. I understand that struggle 100%. It's a hard question to answer because I feel like a lot of the builds, except like the small, like simple ones, like the trailer park that I did in Oasis Springs, or like the row houses in Willow Creek, those were pretty easy because they weren't too complicated. But some of the hardest builds, were probably just the largest ones. So the mansion that I did in Brindleton Bay, I think it's like the Hound's Head, that's the name of the lot. That one was kind of complicated because I personally don't like building mansions because 1, I don't like playing in them, and 2, in real life, I just don't see the point in mansions, so I just hate them in general. But yeah, that one was pretty tough. That one was pretty tough to build, to be honest. Same with the one in Windenburg where the Villarreal family lives. Like, I don't know, it's just something about like having to deal with all that space on the lot, but also in the build as well, like figuring out how to best use it, how to build it in a way that it's not annoying to play in, but it also, it makes sense for the type of build it is. Those were some of the hardest builds to do. Very difficult building mansions. And then one that had to be reworked the most. I feel like there definitely is some lots that I had to like bulldoze a few times and like start over from scratch. But it's been a while since I built in Doo-Doo. Let me think. Maybe going back to Windenburg again. Honestly, Windenburg, I do really like that world. I like playing in it. I like the design aesthetic. But I did have a hard time going about building like in Tudor style because it's not a style that I really build in. So that was kind of a struggle there. Oh, there's more pillars, great. So yeah, that whole world was just very, very frustrating. There are a few builds in particular, like some of the apartment buildings in the old Windenburg world or the old Windenburg neighborhood. Some of those I had to like bulldoze a few times because I wasn't really sure what type of style I wanted to go with. So it was very much a struggle. But the final product, I'm actually very happy with how it turned out. I'll put a picture just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, those apartments, chef's kiss, very beautiful. And you said your next question was which build would you most like to live in yourself? It would be those apartments because I really like how they turned out. I think they fit in beautifully with the world. And they're just very charming. There's just something very charming about the architectural style that I chose to go for in that specific part of Lindenberg. It's based off a real lifestyle that you'll find in Germany. I knew the name a long time ago, but I forgot. So, but yeah, I think that would be the build I would want to live in the most when it comes to that safe out in particular. Now over here, we have Malcolm's penthouse. Honestly, this might be a decent size. We can fit in a good amount of bedrooms and stuff. Just trying to think about, maybe we have, like when you come in, this is the door, like somewhere over here. Because I want to use all of this for Malcolm's space. All of this. So I think that might be okay. And then... Ooh. Actually, no. It's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly fine, guys. It's perfectly fine. Because you know what we can do? We can do this. We can add in stairs right here to go up to that floor. Hopefully the stairs fit. They probably don't because it doesn't look like it. Yep, they don't. Okay. That's completely fine. So maybe we don't use all of this for Malcolm. Or we could. I'm just going to block it off right now so that I know that I want to use some of this space to give us stairs to actually go up to the rooftop. Because that's not just Malcolm's space. That's everyone. Everyone can come up here and do stuff. But yeah, we'll just leave that for now. But I think I'm happy. With the floor plan. I think this will work. And now let's start putting some lights down so we can actually see. And let me go ahead and move on to the next question. Also, Sadie, Abby, I wish you good luck in your bowling alley. Honestly, those are pretty hard to build. Not gonna lie. Especially having to figure out like where to place the lanes and how to, I guess, arrange everything around that. It can be kind of tricky. So I salute you and I wish you the best of luck. But now we're moving on to Nave the Simmer. Another cool. Well, all you guys are cool. Everyone that's sending questions, you're very cool. Thank you so much. But Nave the Simmer is another simmer that has a YouTube channel. So you should check them out. You know, always support the small creators. What's your favorite and least favorite worlds to build in? Some of my favorite worlds to build in, I know I was just talking about how much I struggled when it comes to building in Windenburg, but I did really enjoy building in that world. So that would definitely be in my top 5 maybe. City living, because I like doing apartments and I really enjoy like the city architecture. I like building with brownstones and kind of the industrial look or the industrial style. So I enjoy building in that world. Let's see, another world that I like building in. Honestly, Newcrest. I like building in Newcrest because sometimes I just want like a, your regular, like suburban home. And Newcrest, outside of eco lifestyle, that world, Evergreen Harbor, I feel like Newcrest is the next best thing. So those are probably my top 3. Newcrest, Windenburg, and San Myshuno. Worlds I hate building in, or maybe that I don't really enjoy. I don't know, that's hard. Because maybe, okay, before I started building Doo-Doo, worlds that I don't like building in, I might would have said Selva Dorada, possibly the Mount Komorebi world, and what's another world? trying to think. What are worlds in this game? Let me take a brief intermission. Oh, okay, never mind. The game said absolutely not. Let me see. What worlds do we have? I guess I would say Del Sol. Like, before I started doing doo-doo, those would have been the worlds that I just avoided or didn't really like building in. Del Sol Valley, Selva Dorada, Mount Komarebi, and yeah, those are pretty much it. And worlds that I didn't like building in, because I don't know, it's just nothing really appealed to me about building in those worlds. Like, Del Sol Valley already pissed me off because it's so small, even though it's supposed to be like LA inspired. Mount Komarebi, I didn't really have a need to bring my Sims there, so I didn't really care about it to begin with. Same with Selva Dorada, and that world was just kind of intimidating because I feel like it's a very specific style you have to use when you build there. But after building doo-doo, after like pushing myself to actually go in and renovate those worlds and do the builds myself, I don't think there's a world in particular that I do not like building in. Like, all of them now, after the experience I had with doo-doo, I very much enjoy it. Very much enjoy building in all of the worlds in the game because it really pushes you. And I encourage you to do the same. It's probably a world out there you're like, oh my gosh, I hate building in this world, or I have no idea what to do, but just go for it anyway, because once you do it, you might actually find yourself enjoying building in that world. And that's how I felt with Selva Dorada in particular. After I built that one lot that features the restaurant and the bar, I was like, you know what, I actually enjoyed that. That wasn't terrible. It didn't turn out to be a complete disaster as I thought I would be. I actually really did enjoy building in that world. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. And now with the wallpaper, I did mention the idea of posting this, so I'm trying to avoid using CC wallpaper and CC flooring for this version. Let's see. We do have some decent ones. Decent plain wallpapers. Oh, I forgot it's on a platform. Okay, I like that color. That's fine. And we're definitely going to have some exposed brick because I love exposed brick. Whenever I move and I get my like official apartment, I'm definitely going to try to get one with exposed brick, or I'll do some faux brick myself. I don't care what I have to do. It's going to be in my apartment because I just love the look of it so much. Okay. Do I want to use this wood in the outside? Yeah, maybe. I don't know what other flooring that I would go with, or if we need to go with any other flooring. Okay, there we are. And then let's see, next question. Do you have a preferred build style, like MCM, modern industrial, etc., etc.? My preferred build style is, honestly, I don't think I build it that much in the game, but I do really love like suburban style homes. Or to be specific, I'm from a small town in the US, and a lot of US towns are very similar to each other. So if you're from the US, you're probably going to understand what I'm about to describe. but my preferred style is kind of like that downtown area vibe. So again, if you're from a small town, but not like small where it's just like one street, I'm talking about, you know, you have like some stores and stuff like that, very basic American town. Anyway, my favorite style is that kind of downtown, almost historical type of area where you have some really nice brick homes. You maybe have a few Victorians sprinkled in there, but it's just like a mixture of, you know, your everyday or your pretty common American style home. You'll have some cottages, you'll have, I don't know, just a lot going on, basically. I don't really know too much about architecture to give like the specific style that would be. But yeah, those are my favorite type of homes to build, because when I was younger, we didn't really live in the best home or house or whatever. So I would always dream of moving into those houses I saw when I was downtown. So I always enjoyed building those the most. And then of course, I do really enjoy like city architecture as well. So I like building brownstones a lot too. But those are some of my favorite or preferred build styles when it comes to The Sims 4. Okay, for the door, I might use that really wide one. Where is it? I feel like that'll work best. Not this one though. I don't like the door handle. It looks too like bedroom door in a fancy house. I guess this one. Yeah, these are just gonna be like a studio, honestly, these two. I raised this up. I don't know if I did. Okay, we're almost done. Nice. So that means we're approaching the end of the video, you know. So if you're like, dang, this is a really long video, no worries, because once I finish answering all the questions, I think that's where I'm going to end things there, because yeah, we have been going for a good bit. So now we're moving on to Sam D.6445. Yes, Sam is like my partner in crime, kind of, when it comes to building. Because a lot of the time, I feel like we're on the same page, Sam. Like, I'll be building, and maybe something doesn't look right, and then you'll be like, hey, that doesn't look right. I'm like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So, yeah. Anyways, Sam's first question: how do you see connections between what you studied in university and The Sims? Pretty good question. So for those of you who do not know, I studied film, but to be specific, my degree is in media, TV, and film. Wait, no. Let me stop. Media, journalism, and film communications. That is the official title of my degree, but I focused in film and TV specifically. So what are some connections that I see between that and The Sims? Well, first off, I feel like if I study film, that means I'm probably a pretty creative human being, and that would be a correct assumption to make. So therefore, the connections I see between what I studied and The Sims is that it allows you to, I guess, really showcase that creativity, whether it's in builds, but I guess a more direct line is when it comes to making The Sims. And that's where I see that connection at the most, because when you're making Sims, you don't really have to do too much. You can just create them in CAS and start playing with them. But the thing I really enjoy about The Sims is it allows me to go deeper than that. So I can actually make whole storylines for these characters like I would do if I was writing a like script or just a book or a treatment or whatever it may be. It allows me to express my creativity. That way it gets the brain churning, it gets those muscles working, and that's important when you're in any type of creative field. Because just like if you were an athlete, you have to keep those muscles like in tip-top shape, right? You have to exercise those parts of your brains. And unfortunately, nowadays I don't really write. I'm kind of in a very long writer's block, I guess you can say. But with The Sims, it allows me to still exercise that part of my brain that I would be using if I was writing or if I was filming or if I was editing or whatever. So that's kind of the connections I see between what I studied in university and The Sims. It allows me to basically create a story through the game. And that's something you'll see a lot in not only just Doo-Doo, because I do have some interesting background stories going there. There's some things you can kind of play off of when it comes to The Sims and that save. But also you'll see that in Scuffed New York. A lot of our live streams we come up with the background stories together. We create these like intricate storylines for our Sims, almost as if they're not just Sims, but they're characters in some type of TV and movie show. But yeah, that's the answer to that. Kind of got distracted. That's why I'm just kind of spinning the camera around. But hopefully that was a good answer to the question. Also, I'm starting to get very hungry. I was debating because right now it is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everyone. I was debating on if I wanted to order food to celebrate, but since I am going on vacation, I thought it might be better to just cook for myself. And I'm kind of regretting that decision. It's not too late. It's only 3:40 in the afternoon, so I definitely could order food right now. But I'm trying to resist. You know, we don't. Oh wait, no! I just realized something. When it came to building Malcolm's penthouse, I really wanted to have like a lofted space. I can't do that now because it's just it's just one floor. Darn it. I don't know. Maybe he was just a real jerk. He's like, you know what? Sorry, person living here. I really want this space. I'm gonna kick you out. Man, that kind of sucks. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I forgot I had that in mind. That's the whole reason why I went for this style of an apartment. Okay, it's fine. Let's see. Is there anything we could change to maybe make that okay? No, because we need the gym down here. I feel like the first floor is basically solidified. This is what we're going with. Okay, that's fine. So this is supposed to be, or actually this doesn't have to be a studio. We actually could fit a bedroom here. Oy vey. I'm stressed. Okay. So let me walk you through what I'm thinking. I want windows. There's one thing I do want in this apartment. I want windows. So I can't just block it off. I don't think that's the move. I think I might actually keep this as a studio, and maybe we have a bit of a divider over here to kind of have some separation. Or we just leave it all open. That could also be a thing. You leave it open, and maybe we put in these spandrels to add a bit of separation. And some nice pillars in the middle. That could be something. Maybe. don't know. I kind of wish I was live streaming this. Because I have questions, and most of the time you guys have answers. What would you do with these apartments? Because I do like that. I like how open it is, maybe. And then for the bathroom, okay, let's slow down a bit. Slow down. Because bedroom, probably in one of these areas. We have a bedroom. We can do like the kitchen. Kitchen maybe over here. Bathroom over here. It's kind of awkward, but okay, it's a city apartment. I feel like that's our excuse. Things happen sometimes. And one of those things is the bathroom is in a very awkward space. So bathroom, we have kitchen area over here. We have the living room, probably fit a dining space or office or whatever this sim wants over here. And then we have the bedroom in this area. We can do that. And also maybe we just take out this wall in between, since this is a shared balcony space. That might make sense. Okay, maybe that works. Again, let me know what you do, because me personally, I have no idea. I have no idea what we're doing. Nice. I got my brick. And then let me put some stuff down. Trying to think. Should I go ahead and do CC stuff? Or do I even want to use CC? What type of counters would we go for in this space? I feel like maybe these. These kind of match up pretty nicely. With what we're going for when it comes to the space. Honestly, I might include these. Because when I do share this, or if I share this, if you want it, we're already using CC on the outside when it comes to the windows and some of the accents. So I might as well just go ahead and go with these counters. Okay. But let me go ahead and knock out the rest of these questions so I can get ready to, I don't know, do other stuff. How has an interest in The Sims connected with your interest in screenwriting? Okay, so I feel like the answer is pretty similar to the first question about connections between what I studied in university and The Sims. Is when it comes to my interest in screenwriting, The Sims, it kind of scratches that itch, because my favorite thing about screenwriting is just basically exploring the lives of other people. Because ever since I was a kid, I was always interested in, like, again, the lives of other people. Because not to get too deep, but I didn't have the best childhood growing up. It was a very difficult time. And so my way of escaping was just putting myself in the place of other people, whether it was just a very like crappy situation or maybe it was something that was, I don't know, very encouraging and inspiring. Either way, I just liked picturing a life different than my own. So that was always a big interest to me. And therefore, when it came to screenwriting, that was the biggest appeal, just writing about the stories of other people. And that made sense why I'm so interested in The Sims, because it allows me to do that as well. I get to create all these interesting and unique Sims with all these various like stories and backgrounds and characteristics. And being able to do that in the game, I don't know, it kind of helps inspire me when I'm thinking of story ideas as well. But it's hard to talk about like how it shapes my interest in screenwriting, because as I mentioned before, I haven't really been writing as much as I would like to lately. So I don't know how that would exactly, or if it's transferred over to when I actually start writing again, but yeah. But long story or long answer short, The Sims has helped with my interest in screenwriting because it just allows me to think of those stories when it comes to The Sims and really flesh it out and, I don't know, explore an experience different than my own, the same way I would do with screenwriting. I really hope that makes sense as an answer, okay? I really hope that makes sense. I'm not good at talking. That's why I studied screenwriting because I can't talk to people. I don't even know how I stream. It's a disaster half of the time. Kidding, it's not a disaster, but I also like being dramatic. It also doesn't help. I don't know. Maybe I should have did this as a speed build, but I wanted to do a long build because, as I mentioned before, I do prefer like longer videos. And I know there are people out there that also prefer longer videos. I thought I liked that stove, but I don't know how I'm feeling about it now. Maybe we go with the black. That'd be kind of nice. Nice little kitchen owl. In the middle. If you guys have been keeping up with Scuffed New York, you know we have a Superman inspired sim, and of course we're gonna have a Lois inspired sim. And I think Lois would live in this apartment building. Cause I've been watching the old Superman movies recently. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how she afforded that apartment. Granted, that movie took place in the 70s, I'm assuming, and New York wasn't the best. Like, there's a lot of crime, apparently, going back then. Not apparently, but it's in the statistics, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so maybe that's why, like, she was able to afford the apartment she had, because that place is fancy. She had, like, basically, a whole garden to herself on the rooftop in New York, and what was possibly Manhattan. So she would definitely live here, because if she can afford that, she can probably afford this space. I think she would live here. And as far as some other people, I don't know. Who do you think would live in these spaces? Okay, yeah, I do like this. I do like this now. I think this layout can work. Okay, next question. How do you see connections between teaching and streaming or YouTube in general? So another thing. If you don't know about me, I'm currently teaching in a different country. I'm a ESL teacher, English as a second language, even though I studied film in university, had nothing to do with English literature or any other relevant university degree. I'm a part of a program that, if you get your TEFL certification, which allows you to teach English to those learning it as a second language, and you have a college degree, and you're of one of the qualifying countries, you have the opportunity to move to a different country and teach there. And that's what I've been doing for the past few years. I really enjoy it, but now it's time to go. Because, yeah, it's time. It's not what I want to do with my life. It was just more for the experience. But anyway, to get to the actual question that was asked. Connections between teaching and streaming or YouTube in general. I guess the most obvious connection is that I am presenting myself to an audience. And granted, this one when I'm recording YouTube videos, it's just about Sims and about what I'm creating in the game. But it's very similar to what I do in the classroom. I'm presenting about, essay writing or presentations and stuff like that. So I have to really consider, how I present the material, make sure I'm coming across with clear communication, all that stuff, and make it engaging, because I don't want to just stand up there and blabber at you the whole time. I want to make sure you actually connect to it, that you're able to respond to it, you're able to understand, and you're also able to get some enjoyment out of it. So I guess that's the most obvious connection when it comes to teaching in a classroom compared to streaming or making content on YouTube. Wow, that was probably the best answer I gave in this whole video. Okay, that's disappointing. The doorknobs don't match. Also, oh my gosh. No, I gotta cook. I gotta cook because I already took the chicken out. I'm making chicken tonight and I already unthawed it, so I have to cook it. But I'm really tempted. I'm really tempted to order pizza. I should have did it yesterday. I don't know why I changed my mind. But I'm very tempted. It also doesn't help that I'm borderline starving right now. Even though I ate soup. I ate lunch already. Do you guys ever feel that way too? Like, you ate like 5, or not even 5 hours, like maybe 2 hours ago. And then it's all of a sudden like you didn't eat anything and now you're on the verge of starving. But you're like, no, I can't because I just ate. We have to wait. That's how I feel right now. I should make cookies or something. I don't have anything to snack on because I'm usually not a big snacker. So I don't really have snacks in my house. Also, I don't know what door to use for the bathroom because the doorknob doesn't match up, but I feel like this is the best door to use. Maybe we just switch gears. Okay, yeah. Maybe I just, I don't know. Hoi, 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 hoi. Maybe I just say screw it. And I use the wooden door that I was going to use. I use this one. I don't know. I don't know at all. Maybe this one. Ooh, I do kind of like that. I'll change this door later. I don't know. Give me feedback, please. Tell me what to do. Give me guidance. Give me strength. Okay, now with that, we are on to our last final questions from Miss J. Ivory. Another one of my, I guess, my mutuals on YouTube. Honestly, Jay, such a sweetheart, such a sweetheart. I have learned, I'm going to read your whole message because it was very sweet and it touched me deep to my soul. So I'm going to share it. Hope you don't mind. I have learned so much from watching your streams. I remember in the beginning, you were telling us don't expect regular content, and here we are getting content from you on a regular basis. That is true, because I wanted to make sure expectations were underground, so you couldn't be disappointed. I'm here for the ride, and if you ever have to step away, I'm here for that too. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Q&A time. Maybe you have mentioned it before and I missed it. But what made you decide to work abroad? Sounds like you're by yourself and not many people would travel solo. I'm proud of you as someone who goes against the grain, especially in our community. So, what inspired me to study abroad? As I've mentioned, I am from a very small town in the US. And I don't know, it's one of those places where you can easily get trapped. So, I've always been in the mindset that I know there's a lot out there in the world. And I want to go out there and see it. I don't want to be stuck in my really small country town surrounded by the same people, basically stuck in a life of routine, which there's nothing wrong with that. If you prefer that, that's completely okay. We all have different things that we want in life, different strokes for different folks. But for me personally, I always wanted to just get out and really explore what the world has to offer. So that's why I went out of state for university, and that is why I moved abroad after university. Because one, it was the perfect opportunity. You know, I haven't started my career field yet. I wasn't in the grind, the regular ride and grind, or rise and grind. I don't know what I was trying to say. But anyway, I had time. It was the perfect age, you know, and who knows when I would get the opportunity to do something like that again. So that is why when the opportunity presented itself, I didn't hesitate. I was like, you know, this is a chance to really see a different part of the world, a different culture, because I am currently in East Asia. And if you've been to East Asia, if you're of East Asian descent or you have family here or whatever it may be, you'll understand that it is pretty different. It is pretty different than life in America. Of course, there's similarities, but it's just, I don't know. I think if you have the opportunity to go out and travel, you should definitely do so, because it really does open your eyes up to a lot of things. But anyway, those are some of the reasons that I wanted to go study or work abroad. I just wanted to be able to experience that for myself. And I don't know, I've just always been the type of person, I just really want to make the most of my life. Like, I didn't get to choose to be here. I didn't get to tell my mom that, you know what, I'm good. Don't have me. Just send me back up to wherever. I didn't get that opportunity. So it's like, you know, since I'm forced to be here on this planet, I want to make the most of my time here. And that's part of the reason why I decided to work abroad as well. And as you mentioned, I guess it isn't too common in our community. And when you say community, I'm guessing you're referring to Black women, which I am, and you are too. So it was kind of difficult because a lot of my family, they're like, are you sure you want to do this? Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of hard when you have people saying that. I mean, they're coming from a good place. My family, in the end, they were very supportive of me coming out here. But yeah, it's not common, and it's kind of difficult to do that on your own, especially when there's not many people that look like you or from the similar background as you that have that experience that you can talk to. But yeah, it's just something I knew I wanted to do, and something that I've been doing my whole life is if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. The only person that's going to stop me is me. So yeah. Another long story, but hopefully you get the gist. Also, do I want to put this over here? Yes, I like that. I think that's a good flow. Good flow in the kitchen. And then next, wait, did I skip? Oh, no, I did. I do have one other question for you. Any tips for someone who's trying to share their love for Sims online? I always like your vibe from the beginning, and you are so chill. Thank you. Now it would be funny if you're completely different in real life. That would be funny, but I like to think that's not the case. Thank you for sharing your world with us. You're very welcome, and thank you so much for being a part of this journey. Before I answer the question, I guess to get a little bit sentimental about things. I don't know what I was expecting when I started sharing content. I just know I wanted to talk about it with people because I have a very good support system. You know, my family, they're always there for me. My friends, they're pretty cool people, but I know they're not really that interested in Sims. So when I talk to them about it, they're just like, okay, cool. So yeah, when I started doing this whole YouTube and even Tumblr and Reddit stuff, it's mostly because I just wanted to talk to people about it. I never expected to get like 1,300 subscribers. I never expected to, get in contact with, people like Ocean, which I'll always be appreciative of her for sharing my save. I never expected any of that to happen. I was literally just hitting record in order to share my creations and my thoughts and ideas with other people. So for that, yeah, it's been very, very interesting experience, but a very fun one. I'm very happy that you guys decided to come along on this journey with me. I'm excited that you want to hang out with me and talk about Sims, because I enjoy hearing what you're up to as well, because I think it's just fun to have that type of community. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for that. I don't know how we ended up here, but it's been cool, and I hope it's been the same for you too. But anyway, to get to your question, do I have advice for people who want to share their love for Sims online? I think the first thing to consider is, why are you doing this? So are you doing this just because you legit just want to talk about like your Sims and share, I don't know, your creations or your opinions about it with other people? Or maybe you just want to actually get into making this a full-time job, and nothing's wrong with either of those. But I think you need to really consider why you want to get online, whether it's YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter, whatever it may be. Why is this something you are pursuing? And after you think about that, I think that will give you a better idea of how to go about it. So for me personally, as I said, I just wanted to talk about Sims. So when it came to sharing online, I just did it. Like, I didn't really think about it too much. I didn't really try to make it a whole big production. I was just like, I'm going to get up here and talk about it on camera. And maybe that's why you see me as being this very chill, like laid back type of vibe, is because that's all I'm literally doing. I'm just talking on camera. There's nothing really special about it. I'm just being myself. So that would be my biggest tip, is thinking about why you're doing this, but also be yourself, regardless of if you're trying to make this a full-time job or you're just wanting to get your opinions out there and connect with other people. Just be yourself. I think it's just a better time in general if you're being as authentic as possible, because that puts less stress on you and it just makes it a more enjoyable experience. If I was trying to be someone else or copy another simmer, I don't think I would have as much fun as I'm having right now. So yeah, that would be my advice. If you want to share content, also do it. Just do it. Don't overthink it too much. Even if you have like -5 subscribers when you start out, it doesn't matter, because you're doing it, and that's all it takes sometimes. That's all it takes. Just getting started, and let whatever happens. Okay. I don't know why I put this microwave down. Let me get rid of that. No, I keep it. Oh, that was loud. I don't know what that was, but I'm sorry I did that in your ear. No, I'll take it away. Okay, but with that being said, those are all the questions I got from the Q&A. Once again, thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. I hope that my answers were somewhat sensical and yeah, you understood what I was trying to say. As I said before, I'm not that good at speaking on the fly. Okay, I don't know why I decided to just do this like, off the cuff. I might should have actually planned out my answers, but I thought that would be a bit more, I don't know, a bit more authentic to do it this way. So yeah, don't come at me if you didn't understand what I was saying or if I didn't make sense. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to stop here because we've been recording for a while. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I hope you got to learn a little bit more about me. Honestly, I was surprised there weren't really any like random non-Sims related questions. No one wants to know my favorite food or the band I'm listening to. Interesting. But yeah, hopefully you got to have a better understanding of who Cool Puppy is behind the persona, behind the bag, if you will. But I'm not going to blabber on too much. Let's see. What's a good way to end this? Good view. Maybe here. No, actually not. Yeah, let's do it in here. It's a pretty nice view. So please remember, if you are interested and you want me to share this apartment building, you should let me know, because I would be willing to share this one. It's not much CC, but if not, then I'll just keep it to myself. I'm not going to share it unless someone asks for it, because I don't know, it's a bit of a chore, but I'm willing to do that chore if people are interested in it. Anyway, yeah, a lot of video coming out. I don't know in what order, because I'm doing a lot of recording in order to have stuff to put out while I'm on vacation. I'll be away for about 2 weeks, so no streams in the meantime. Hopefully this will hold you over. But yeah, let me stop blabbering. I'm gonna go be sad about how I didn't order pizza and starve myself until it's dinner time. So as always, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good evening, morning, day, whenever you're watching this. And I will see you guys in the next video or next live stream or whatever happens. Okay? So yeah, again, thanks for everybody that sent in their questions, and